she actually denied me the first time I asked her out. She said no. Friend zone, that's it. So, you know, well, I'm one of the few to have survived that. I waited 1 whole year, believe it or not, like literally a year, and she actually was more or less coming on to me, so.
So we are here today and we wanted to do our Q&A video. We asked you guys not too long ago to give us some questions and we got a good handful, so we're gonna go through them and try to answer them the best we can. So the first question is, if you could go back in time and give your younger self advice, what would it be and why? This question is from Aphrodite D. So that is a good question. Made us think a little bit. So I'm gonna let you go first.
Yeah, you want me to go first? So my advice to my younger self would be to just go harder and continue, like, as much as I was always hanging out doing things, do it. I wish I'd done it twice as much, because a lot of those things are fun and you don't get to do them as much as you get older and you have more responsibility, and I don't think you realize what you got till it's gone. So.
Okay. So for me, I think it would be, and people who know me who watch this are gonna laugh, but I think it would be just to like slow down, take your time a little bit, enjoy your surroundings. I'm always like the first one to jump to do something or to jump to get to the next level or whatever it be, and maybe if I slowed down in the beginning, I wouldn't be so stressed out, maybe, I don't know. So I think that's my advice for myself.
All right, so the next question that we have for you guys today is from Bump to Brood, and she asks, do you have any interesting, weird, unusual talents or skills? I do not. I was trying to think of anything and I don't think I have anything. I really don't. Do you think so? I mean, I guess I'm not very talented. That's what's unusual.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. I don't know. You brought that on yourself.
I like to do photography, if that's like a talent. I know this is probably more related to like touching your tongue to your nose or something, yeah. But I don't know. What can you do?
Well, you know, I don't have anything too interesting or weird or unusual, I don't think, either, but I guess one thing I thought of is I can wiggle my ears a bit, and I think that most people can't do that.
Can you do it?
I don't know if you can see, I'll get in real close, so.
It's like barely wiggling. Oh, that's okay.
Left one, right one. Both of them.
Like alfalfa.
I hope you just stared deeply into my eyes and really got to know me with that shot.
Hey, so the next question is from Candy Pasta. And her question is, how did you meet? How did Caleb propose? And what made you decide on the name Ellie for your sweet pup? So, the first part, how did we meet? So, I don't think we ever really met.
One day we didn't know of each other, and then the next day we knew of each other, and we don't know how that happened.
Not really
because looking back, we don't remember not knowing well, obviously we didn't know each other at one point, but we don't remember ever that transition. It was just like we weren't in each other's lives, and then we were.
There wasn't any like formal meet. We didn't like run into each other in the lineup at Safeway or something. That's a grocery store, by the way.
What we figured out is, you know, we were in junior high together, you know, in grade 7, 7th grade, and we all of a sudden knew each other. We were hanging out. I think we were in gym class together, probably.
Mutual friends and all that. So we just, I don't know, we've just always known each other ever since we were, what, like 12 years old? So we've just always known each other.
And then we just really became friends, really good friends in high school. And then, we hung out more then. Yeah.
And then after high school is actually when we started dating and everything. So we'll get into that a little bit later. But, okay, the next part of this question was, how did you propose? So it was a cold winter day.
One wintry afternoon in January.
Freezing.
There's this really nice park that we have in the center of Calgary. It's called Nose Hill Park, and it's giant. It's actually like a huge hill. I don't know how to explain it other than it's massive. And you can do like hikes up there in the summer and everything. So we decided, you know, that was the first place that we actually went the night that we started to date. And this was before she and I talked about dating. And we were just hanging out, having a great time. We were sitting on this one rock, just talking. And so I went up the hill. We walked up. Before we got to the hill, actually, I got her bundled up in tons of snow gear, snow pants, bundled her up. It was freezing, so we got all dressed up. Started going up the hill. Got to the top, about 15 minutes later. It's quite the climb, and started going through this document that I had kind of made.
Yeah, so you put together like, it was kind of like a timeline of our relationship. So I looked on it on my phone, and it was like pictures and like
significant events,
details about certain things. So like when we first decided to date, when he fell in love with me, like those kinds of things.
And then just kind of actual photos that we had taken throughout our time dating, and I used those along with the story as we went through it, and I just explained things. And
we kind of walked to certain places that we walked to this first time.
So there's like this one lake up there for a little pond, for example. And I taught her how to skip rocks there, so we went to that little pond, and I explained that situation and how much fun it was and everything. And then we moved on to, walking, and eventually it led to the final spot, the rock where we had initially sat and talked for quite a while before actually starting to date. And that's when I finally led up to, you're the woman that I've fell in love with, and who I definitely want to spend the rest of my life with, and you're my best friend. And I got down on my knee after my spiel and presented the ring, and that was that. She said yes, and we have never run down a hill so fast after that because it was so cold.
So yeah, that's how he proposed. And the third part of that question is, what made you decide on the name Ellie for Ellie? So I don't really know. I think I always liked that name, and I think that subconsciously my obsession for elephants came out, and I just really wanted...
I think that's what it was.
Yeah. I probably dreamed of a pet elephant and then thought I'd name her Ellie. Here she is. And that way we can nickname her Smelly Ellie, so it works out perfectly. Yeah.
This next question is from Rachel Abunaim.
Hey Rachel.
Sorry if we said your last name wrong. And Rachel was asking us actually a very similar question to a couple of the other people already, so I think we've answered the first part. However, the second part of her question was, how did you feel when you made your vows to each other? I mean, I probably read the first 2 lines, and then tears just came right away streaming down. Just looking at her, it was hard to focus on what I wanted to say. I wish I had memorized it so I could just stare into her eyes and read it the whole time, but I started reading them out, and started off with some mushy stuff and talking about our life together and everything like that, and threw in a couple jokes in there because for example, she actually denied me the first time I asked her out. She said no. Friend zone, that's it. So, you know, well, I'm one of the few to have survived that. I waited 1 whole year, believe it or not, like literally a year, and she actually was more or less coming on to me. So I said yes to her when she asked me out. And so I had to include some of that in my vows, and got some good laughs out of that, and then lined it up, and it was a lot of fun, and I was just very into her. And then what she had to say, it was good. It was good.
What I said?
What you had to say, it was good.
Yeah, I remember people coming up to us after and be like, "Oh, your vows! Oh, they were so good." I was like, "Yep." And it was really hard to like keep my composure and like not bawl my eyes out, but I think I like helped it together until the last word, and then I was like, ah. But basically, I don't know, I just felt so good. Like, it was just so nice to like be able to say these words that I had thought about and tried really hard to make meaningful, and to like see his reaction to it, like see him tearing up and see, like feel like that presence with us together, and like it was just so nice. And I didn't even realize all the people that were watching. Like, I didn't even notice. You don't notice the people. It's just like this like bubble around you, and it was just like this amazing moment between us, and he had just said these really nice words to me, and I did crack a joke in there, and it was pretty good. I don't know, it was really nice. It was a lovely time. And every now and then we do actually look back on those vows and read them to each other, because it's kind of special. And there was one line right at the end, like I was crying, tearing up, but then there was like the way she ended it with the one line. I think it was, "I'll forever find my shelter in your arms and home in your heart." And like when she ended it that way, I was just like, that was it. It was like, boom, it just came rushing. I know, it was good. But it was very, very beautiful. So yeah, that's that. Yeah. So we have another question from Emily Hardy. Hi, Emily. How many kids do you dream of having? So, I mean, there's the dream, and then there's reality, I guess. Like, so the question is, how many do you dream? So I've always liked the number 3. I've always thought like 3 would just like fill my life, and I'd feel so good. Yeah. And I think for me, that would be living in the city. If we were like, say, to like move to a small town or something like that, I'd probably just keep going. I'd probably just keep going. If we could, yes. If we could, yeah, that would be kind of the dream. Because like, I grew up in a really big family who were really connected, and everybody, like, we all went to each other's birthday parties. I'm talking aunts, uncles, cousins, extended relatives to the end of the world. Like, it was just really great for me. Right. And Caleb was an only child, so he didn't really get as much of that as I did. And I really want him to have that, and I really want to show him how amazing that was, and I want to show our kids how amazing that it can be. And the more kids you have, the more grandchildren you have, etc., etc. So I don't know, we'd be really content to even just have 1 at this point, but my dream is 3 plus. Like in preschool, we always say, you get what you get and you don't get upset. If only it was that easy. Since our IVF and since our embryo transfer, when we did transfer 2 embryos, ever since then, I can't think of a world where we don't have twins. And so I really want to have twins too. Yeah. And so I think that's a hard thing to like dream of though, because now, like, I mean, it's high chance with IVF, but I don't know. It's too hard of a thing to like say, like, oh, are you tearing up? I just like the idea so much. Honey, I know. We really wanted it. I mean, so anyway, keep it together like this. It would be nice to have twins because we really loved that idea, and it would just, I just think it'd be so fun. When we thought we were going to be doing that, we went full out with the research, and it's just like so cool. I think it's a unique experience, and as hard as it can be, it'd be a lot of fun. Yeah. So next question. Next question. So this question is actually from Sarah Kane. Sarah asks us, what is, or asks me, Yeah.
What is my male factor infertility? More specifically, like the diagnosis and how did we find out about it? So my diagnosis is of the male factor infertility. It specifically is I have low motility, I have poor morphology,
like 0%.
Yeah, and a low sperm count. And so pretty much those are the three main ones. And
yeah, and that is unexplained. We haven't figured out a reason. It's not the hormones or anything.
Yeah.
It's just...
So we don't know why I have that. We just know that I have been diagnosed with male factor. It's just unexplained as to how come I have male factor. Another part of that question is there any other fertility issues that we have or we know of? Ayla, you want to answer that one?
So we did extensive tests on me as well. Everything from blood work, from like everything. And there wasn't anything that came back that the doctors were concerned about. They basically said, I'm young, I'm healthy, I have a good ovarian reserve, I'm good to go. And that kind of like got our hopes up a lot, right? Because that was like, oh, really nice, at least we got that going for us.
Yeah.
But ever since our failed IVF, with just the way the embryo quality was, we're kind of like questioning it now. Like, am I really that healthy? Like, is there something wrong with my eggs? Are they low quality? All that kind of thing. So I have been taking, upon some of your guys' suggestions, some vitamins and things like that to try and help myself, try to cover my bases there. However, it would be interesting to know on our appointment on Thursday if they have any input to that, if there's anything. So from what we know, it's just male factor infertility, and we're kind of going with that. Yeah. Well,
thanks so much for all your questions. I hope we answered them and you guys got to know a little bit more about us.
Yeah.
You know, if you ever have questions, always feel free to comment. We're very active in replying to any comments on our videos. We like to answer all that we can.
And we'll also save them up, like I'll write them down, as corny as that is, and then once we've gotten enough, we could do another video. So always feel free. We love questions. We love interacting with you guys. We find it so fun and rewarding, and it's just really awesome, this community that we've become a part of, and we really appreciate it. So thank you. And also, did you notice I got my hair cut?
She looks great, doesn't she?
Super short. But yeah, so that's that. So we can get up? Okay.
All right. Have a good one.
So
See
thanks
you later.
So much. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, you're so weird.
You know, do twice as much as it was. I can't talk. Who hit the fast forward button? One thing.